What's the one? Bread.
Yeah, I was really wondering the ornaments turned out.
Oh, yeah, the round one.
And we got compliments of, we have visitors
Oh,
who saw it. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I enjoyed mine too. Yeah. Keep an eye on it. I guess I have to do some more.
Yeah.
I need a scheduled ornament for November and December just so that
And some, yeah, well, and then some people,
miss or not.
right, because I mean, some people go out of town, maybe Thanksgiving, could maybe make the December one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like two different ones, because, did we do two ornaments? Yeah, we did the wood. That was
Oh, yeah, mine didn't, mine turned out.
mine didn't make it to the tree.
Hardly. No, I did not put that one on the tree.
But maybe we can, do the acrylic with it. I like it.
It
because
was
flat.
Yeah.
But then we'll do the round one.
It was really cute.
What I want to do is fill them. You know how you fill them with different little confetti.
Yeah, yeah.
No, maybe I need to put a list together. Now's the time. I need to plan projects all year long.
Right.
Maybe for December, and then the basic one for November. Something fun. Right. And then in our packet, we have our glove, we have a bag. We have the dry erase markers in there. So wherever you like, and I will bring.
I mean, you can do dry erase, but can we also use Sharpie?
Oh, yeah, you can't take it off.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Um,
Let me get you your stuff. Okay, did you sign up? So you.
But I see what you're saying, you can reuse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, oh, you need a pen, sorry.
Dry erase marker.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's not in the bag. I'm so
Oh.
sorry. It's right here.
Okay. I was just curious.
And I guess I just let them in as they join. Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's December. I just- Oh, yeah. I think that was not the style, but it was the beginning one, I think that was. I think. Okay. All right.
Oh. Profile. Angle. Okay. How does it look from back there? Okay,
Like,
right, it's, okay.
I don't know if it's darker or the words, could the letters. Could be darker. What's that little thing? Oh, that's part of the light. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, this is a camera.
That's about probably the question. Ooh.
Mhm. Okay, it's like kind of washed. How about that? To enhance the dark, okay? Okay. So let's just start off with our basic strokes here. Warm up our hands and just go over our, I guess, basic strokes. Use this dot paper. Starting with the upstroke. Do a few of those strokes. Everything's so light. Up. Downstroke. Oh, very good lighting. A little bit better. Let's do the overturn. We have the underturn. I'll stay there. Hello, welcome to class. I'm here. Okay. We're having a little problem with lighting, but I hope as I switch papers, the lighting, you can see the writing. Just if you have any writing paper, follow along, Crayola pens, follow along with me. Next, we have a compound curve. Oval. Reverse oval. Hello. So I want you to do about 2 more rows of just the basic strokes. Get that muscle memory warmed up. Okay. And then I'm going to switch over to the Crayola just to practice with that. You can even practice using a pencil. Getting light and dark strokes. I'm going to do that next, a pencil. Pencil light every time the pen goes up, and then dark lines on downstroke. So light up, dark down. Okay. Violet, I'm not too sure if you have any writing packets. Were you able to pick up anything or download anything from the online calendar? We're not necessarily going over any.
Yeah, we were, and we also have Tombow pens too for,
To follow along.
yeah,
Did you get some, anything downloaded online?
yes,
Okay, so if you happen to have this one, we're gonna be working on this one.
okay,
That, this was an older one. Not too sure if you have it, but quite honestly, if you don't have either of these, it's more of a follow along. So these are pretty simple. And then, of course, we're gonna go over the January. And then the January one. So just kind of giving you a heads up what we're gonna be working on. So I wanted to start with this one. This is kind of like a warm up, something we've never done before. We've done hundreds of these, so I figure we can kind of just hold off on them for a little later on. So this one, what I wanted to do is basically create some small words. We're going to connect an uppercase letter with all lowercase. So it's just gonna kind of be, throw out some words, let's work together, and let's just fill it up as much as we can, I mean, if we could go through all of it, that'll be pretty cool, because they're just small words like boat or me. But let's just start off. Let me go with, I guess let's just do and for A. And then I wouldn't mind any suggestions. That's why I'm doing it like this, blank. So, you know what? I'm gonna change colors. Let's do black. Okay, I'm gonna use our Tombow. A and D. So I would connect, slightly overlap the upstroke, leading right into overturn. The letter N is gonna be a compound curve. D would be the oval. And the second stroke will be an ascending loop into an exit stroke. It looks so bad to me from my angle, but how is that good enough? It's 'cause of the Zoom hooked up. It's okay. All right. Anybody have a small word for B? Boy. B. So then we won't do nothing with that tail. And then we're just gonna go straight into the, what is it? A oval, and it will slightly touch the last stroke. And then of course I like my O's loop. Lifting my pen after every stroke, after every letter. And then Y is underturn. And a descending loop with an exit stroke. Okay, C. Anybody want to suggest a C? Cat. C. Okay. A. Oval. Underturn. Lifting our pen after every stroke. This would be an underturn, or maybe more of a downstroke with an exit. Because it's not ascending, it doesn't have a loop. Go for D as in dog. All right, O, oval with the loop. Another closed oval. And a descending loop with an exit stroke. Am I going too fast or going good? Would anybody want to suggest E? We could even bounce around if y'all have any words for any other letters.
A.
Let's do A.
Double G, always.
Yeah. Oval. Descending. Okay, so do you see here how on my G, I didn't get close enough? I would have liked to connect it right there. So that's what I'm saying. You can always remember your foligraphy and add your second line. just to fill it in. It's not gonna look the greatest, but just for practice. And, you know, I've mentioned before that just because you drew it once, you can't, doesn't mean you can't go over and make your line thicker as you like or as you need it. I'm not feeling, this is the flexible tip. It is not working with me today, so I'm gonna switch over to the blue barrel, which is a hard tip. F. Fan, okay. F, and then another oval. Underturn. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. And N has an overturn and a compound curve. G, girl, underturn, ascending loop. Oh, that's not girl. G, I'm just gonna scoot over. I, right into R. So that's a good combination. I right into R without lifting your pen. IRL. Happens to me a lot, believe it or not, when I get so into just drawing the shapes that I misspell. I think I just have a misspelling problem probably. I'll get sure of that. H. Okay. Heel, H-E-E. Heel, heel. Okay. Singing heel. Okay. Underturn. And 2 ascending loops. Just making sure you're lifting after every stroke and touching the top and bottom. I. So me personally, because the I looks so much like a J and an F, so you see, I would leave it like this and just continue on the back side. Because as soon as I loop it forward through here, it's gonna remind me of F and J. So I like that would be good. And then just leaving a space. I underturn. Let's see. Wait. I'm sorry. I B, and then so 2 ovals there. Yeah, the C is more of an open oval and E is a closed oval. All right, J. Jack. A, oval, underturn. C, open oval. K is an ascending loop. And this K, I'm just going to draw a line at the top directly into a mini compound curve. The K's are always tricky. K. K, that's what I was thinking. K into underturn for the I. Okay, so this one's, this is one thing that I like to point it out, it's a personal preference, but we can do 2 options when going into ends. I can do K-I-N like this, or K-I overturn and then there. Do you see the difference? How you just do a downstroke right next to the underturn, or continue almost creating a reverse oval. I apologize, a reverse compound curve before the regular compound curve. Just like to point that out. I think it's a personal preference. I think I have both of them in my writing. I kind of just feel whatever comes out of my hand at the moment, but they're both right, not wrong. So that's always kind of been a question of what's right or wrong. L, love, love. Oval with a loop. The V, like a V. There's not really, it's not a, you don't want to curve it at the bottom. You want to, it's an underturn, but of course with the V point. The V, I like a loop. And then an E. M, a lot of O's after. I'm noticing the rounds all over. Let's do mix. M, I, underturn. Oh, so maybe the I goes directly into the X, which is an open compound curve. Let me do that again. I would do M, I, and jump right into it. So after my underturn, just spreading it wide open, that compound curve, just because there's two thin strokes right next to each other. And neat. And neat writing. E, A, oval, underturn, and another large underturn. O. O-O-P-S, okay. So let's,
One of my favorite words.
O, O, P, descending, the reverse descending, oval, and then S shape. However you like to draw your S's. Just a few S examples for fun. S, S. S has so many possibilities, right? P, puppy. P, U, underturn, two underturns, descending loop for the P, oval, like what would I say, an exit stroke to get ready for the next descending loop, oval, another exit stroke in between into an underturn, and a descending loop with an exit stroke. Got to do queen since we did king. Q, U, underturn, two underturns back to back. E as an oval, single stroke. Another way to write an E is to draw a C and then come back and close it off. Okay. Downstroke and a compound curve for a N. R. Let's do rich. R, I, C, and then ascending loop and a compound curve. Is that right? S. Sing. Sing, S-I-N-G.
Okay.
Yeah, Singing Hills. There we go. Ah, right next to hill. S-I, underturn. Let's do a downstroke and a compound curve for the N. Oval. Descending loop with an exit stroke. And then the T. What do y'all have for T? T-E-A. Oh, we gotta love our Bill Miller sweet tea. T E A. I didn't get it close there. Yeah, we're big tea lovers. I make homemade sweet tea over soda any day. Just as bad, I think, but we love it. Can't get enough of it. You. Let's do umbrella because it's
Ooh.
longer. You need to walk me through it. I don't. U-M. Do M. Overturn. Just because we have the space. Overturn. Compound curve. B. Overturn. Oval. And then a little mid-stroke upturn, upstroke. BR, right? BR. So I should have, okay. After the oval, I would say the upstroke directly into the R. BRE. And 2 L's, right? L. L. Overturns and an oval for the A. And an underturn. Longer one there. It's just different, huh? Giving us a connecting challenge. What about B? Violet. V I O L E T L E T. Let's do W Y W-I-N-E. Underturn. Downstroke for an N. Compound curve N. Oval for the E. Y. X. Oh, thank you. All right. Let's just
That's
jump.
usually on the alphabet.
Right? It's all.
X-ray.
What's the other hard one? No.
Xylophone.
Xylophone. No, thank you. I don't have room. Let's do the R right into this X just for a challenge. So let's slightly overline this X straight into an R. Like that. And then we'll add the dash in the middle. Oval for the A. Underturn for the A. Another underturn for the Y. And a descending loop with an exit stroke. And just add the little dash after the X. Y. Let's do U, Y-O-U. Y. O. Underturn, underturn. 2 underturns for the U. And then the V. Zap. Z. A. P, P, descending and oval, and add the exit stroke separately. So I felt there was a lot of like A's and O's after certain words. It like felt every second letter seemed to be rounded. Just saw that pattern. Okay. Let's jump into this. So with this, we've never done letters, so I thought might as well just do them. There's a couple of tricks that I want to go over, and then we're going to use this. So because this block is dry erase board, we're going to do calligraphy, but I at least wanted to touch base on practicing letters, you know, just in case we do anything with flexible pens. So right off the bat, I want to get the pencil. I'm going to show you a little trick that I just learned off Pinterest. Maybe I'll just pull it up so that we can get an idea. But what I want for you to do, let's do it at the end back here. We're going to create ovals. Like this. Let me do it darker so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for. So an oval even on each side, and you could just do it with a pencil since I did it dark because so you want to make sure that you have it even on the top and bottom. Okay, and I want you to make an oval all the way down to the bottom, every line. I'm going to pull up that. So old, so long ago that I saw it, I might not even come across it again.
So that's a technique for numbers.
Technique for numbers, yes. All right, it's fine. I'm not gonna find it. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to draw. No, I'm gonna do pencil. Okay. Just continue to draw ovals. All the way down. You know, the sizing doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to kind of get to the point so you can see what I'm getting at. So to keep them uniform, drawing within the oval. So for example, one is kind of easy, but starts with an upstroke and then a downstroke. Super simple, easy on that one. Okay. And then so the two, I want to just kind of show you why. So if I just go for it and I'm going to draw the two, but if I draw within the oval, it keeps me balanced instead of going too wide or too narrow. So using all, I guess like bumper rails, bumper guards for each stroke. So that's two. 3 double oval, half ovals. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty simple. They're kind of copy, follow along, see where the thick and thins are. Here. Downstroke on the 4 in the middle. Five. Keeps you in line. Now, and then with the 6, so here's a tricky one. So the 6, you're gonna jump down to the 6, has an oval, and then stop as you're writing the letter C. So I'm gonna stop right around this area. Okay. But then I'm gonna come from the inside out because I'm gonna create another half oval. I want the thickness on this right side. You see that? Okay, okay. Looks like if it's 2 pieces. Like that. Seven, 8. Yes. And then same thing for the 9. The backwards C. And then right, starting from the top, closing it off. So yeah, like if you could tell that it's just like anything else, always thicker in the midsection and never thick on the underturn and overturn. 0 oval, easy. These are all basics, just like any other letters, calligraphy. It's gonna vary on person to person. And of course, there's different ways of writing. How did you like those bumper guards? Kind of keeping you, exactly, practice, keeping you straight and narrow. Because if not, you know, I know when I've practiced with letters, they all kind of want to be different shapes and sizes. I'm just gonna go through it one more time for practice. And then let's try doing foligraphy. Yeah, the 9s and 6s are not my favorite. And then when you're done, let's practice some foligraphy. You can use the Crayola or even the back side of the Tombow. Or non-flexible tips. Oh, I think we even put these in there, the crazy art. They're scented. Maybe we should got them on sale. I don't know. Oh, we're doing foligraphy, so I think I'm gonna use a Tombow. Okay. But yeah, you know, adding a second line to the downstrokes and filling them in. And what the thing is, you find yourself using numbers in projects like weddings, signs, let's say, you know, window art at a store that needs numbers, and it's going to end up being foligraphy because those are two examples of not having flexible pens. Yeah, that's how they are. I'm drawing the nines right the way they're on the internet, but I just don't like the way they're coming out. I mean, obviously just basic, there were some that were just like this,
Yeah.
but calligraphy, I guess, is more like these.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's a few ampersand practice at the bottom. And then after this, we're gonna get our cube out. I think I need to give you a dry erase marker. There's so many ampersand options. Crazy. I was just trying to find the most simple, basic ones that we can practice with. But I mean, there's so many that they were literally filling up the page. Okay. Open up the queue. Just practice some letters, numbers on there. I'll try to stay away. What did it go up to? Guys. 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6. One. Oh, if you apply pressure, it creates its own calligraphy.
Very smoothly on there.
Yeah. It does. The 3 kind of reminds me of a Z, a more a uniform Z, not a crazy Z. Four. Oh, it says pen and gear. Did I give you one? I thought I.
Yeah.
Pen and gear. Oh, it's a green one. Of course, you could do your own letter, your own numbers. Oh, I don't like the 6s. Like drawing. I've always hated the 6 and 9. Something fun to practice with. I've had those shoes cut on for like 5 months already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been waiting to use them.
Can you show the number paper on the screen one
Oh.
more time?
Yes, ma'am. Did that help?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Is everybody done with their cube? Alright, what I want to do. Hard because we don't have, I wanted to try a double color quote. But we might be able to do it. Well, we have a lot of colors up here, so if I need to hand out more colors, just to do something different. So what I'm trying to do is get two colors. We're gonna do kind of like a calligraphy quote with a shadow. I'm thinking, let's do Crayola. Maybe, you know, I'm thinking maybe like a light blue, dark blue.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know,
one side, one door.
Yeah, even like even orange, red. Okay. Okay. Well, I want this make it a bigger. Yeah, so I want to use the big Crayola, or even if you like the color of the large combo, we're gonna do like a large print, and then I want to go over with the skinny. I'm thinking, you know, like red and orange and purple and pink, or you have a combination, that's fine. But if you want to pick from these, just see, like green and yellow. Green. That's a large green, okay, with yellow. Okay, so pink and purple. Okay, that's good.
I apologize for talking about this.
No, so I think I wrote it. So we need a large color and then maybe a lighter thin. Oh, look like this.
Oh,
Bring it
okay.
down with that. Yes. Similar. Or you can use something lighter. Okay, so see, I would say maybe this and this. Or even you can do this side with this. Up this. Yeah, it's great. Like so, oh, like these two colors. Something similar.
Is this
Or-
okay?
Yeah.
This is-
Okay, that one. Yeah, not double one. Okay. Sorry, I was trying, if you have what I'm getting everybody to do, I'm gonna kind of do a shadow. So this is for Violet, so I'm suggesting maybe a blue and a blue. What I'm gonna do is maybe like like this, a darker color and a highlight. I wonder if they're different. Yeah, see how they're just similar but the same, or if you want to make a pink and blue combination, a green and yellow. You know, somebody did brown and orange over here. So Violet, if you just want to grab a thicker color, a larger brush pen, which the Tombows are larger, and then maybe a lighter color, and you can actually use, since you have Tombows, use a large brush pen and then a lighter color for this side. So what I'll do is I'll do one word so I can have y'all understand what I am trying to explain here. I'm gonna do these blue and purple. So real quick, I'm just gonna do hello. So you can know what we're gonna do, and we can practice our combinations. I wanted to do it here. So if you feel you want to do it like on this border or practice here on a white sheet, whichever works for you. Right, practice first. And again, I'm just gonna show you real quick kind of what I want to do our quote. This is just showing you, giving you example of why I want you to have two colors. And then, so it's shadow, that's all we're doing. So it's shadowing. But like, so since we have two Crayolas, let me let it dry a little bit. So I want the shadows to always stay on the right side. And what we're gonna do is trace it.
So are you tracing right on top? The
So,
blue?
so I have everything to the right, below and right,
Okay.
and the right side.
Below to the right.
Yes. So then go under, to the right, under, to the right, under. Okay. Or see, so when I use these two, I was able to make the shadow on the right thicker. But another option is, since these tombows are thinner, it would just be a thin shadow following along. Hope that makes sense. But see when it's too thin, I just think it's just too thin. I like to see a thicker contrast. You know, so this tombow was just giving me the lightest. I would, you know, have to go and make it where this one gives me a thicker shadow. So, okay. So that's what we're doing.
So then or do I fill in that shadow? That color?
Yeah. What do you know? Are you using the crazy art?
Yeah.
No,
so-
these crazy arts, I'm pushing. So no, I'm just apply pressure.
Okay.
So it's almost like we're just drawing the word twice,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is my shadow and I'm just going along and adding it
Okay.
where this. Have your H. And then up here, under. And then on the right side of the downstroke. Let me do a bigger one. So
I just want you to tell me if I'm doing it right, or what you
yes,
See the orange?
yes, no, that's right.
Okay.
On the right side, and then I would even do under
There.
here.
Okay.
Right, but yeah, I see how it's thin. I would say these crazy arts, you can apply pressure,
Okay.
right?
I see what you're saying.
Okay, so it's almost like we're just going and drawing it a second time, tracing
Right.
under, and then crossing over, and then on my downstroke, I would apply pressure just to show it thicker. Under.
Yeah, that's
The
better.
right side, right?
That's better.
Applying
we can
pressure?
see it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can see it now.
Okay, good.
Before we put, well, I know.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess it's just a crazy art. Now, if maybe, I know for sure the tombow, like if I wanted to do this, letting it dry, the tombow is, I don't think it'll smear. I guess it's just these crazy arts are, the colors are mixing. So, I mean, this is just practice.
The crazy art, I have a set too at home.
they're blending, but then,
Yeah.
but people like blending or you
Yeah.
don't. So it's okay. They were just kind of getting the point across today, right? So let me see. This too. And that's the thing with these smooth papers. It does take a little while for the ink to dry. Because I was also going to suggest, so like, instead of lifting, following, crossing over, and literally just tracing. Like if you're just creating a whole. Okay, see, y'all see that there? So what I crossed through the downstroke there and up here. Like I never lifted my pen.
So I see now, so the dominant, well, the shadow is actually your darker color, right?
Well, this, I think I just did this as practice right now.
Yeah, but it works. Like your
Oh,
bottom
the
one
dark.
really shows the effect. That one
Yeah.
shows more of the effect of the top one, to
Oh.
me. Because if you're trying to get the shadow effect with the bob, your
Oh,
shadow,
I see
your
what you
shadow is
mean.
purple.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I think I was just trying to show a different example where.
Well, I like that one better. I don't know.
So then here, I'm not lifting my pen. Where here, I'm lifting, where am I? I'm lifting here, I skip, and then I come up here, that crossed over, down, but then, okay, so like, right here, I skip. Does that make sense? Or kind of like separating my shadows is what I'm saying. So like here, I was separating my shadow. But I don't know, I kind of like it like this too. This is me not lifting my pen when I'm adding the shadow.
Well, to me, that's a real shadow. The one at the bottom looks more of a realistic shadow.
That's wrong, yeah. So then it's like the shadows on the left side.
Correct.
Huh. Well, there's two options for you there. But no, I get it.
I like that one better. A lot.
Okay, so we got the idea, right? Okay, so I want to create the quote, create to inspire. Have we done that one yet? I don't have some. The thing is, I misplaced the original quote to the, she printed out these papers and I want to say there might have been a missing month. I have February, March, April, May. I think I have quotes for the rest of the year. But she printed this and I can't find the quote. So we're winging it, okay? So, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna practice on the white paper. Give us some practice time. I'm gonna do it with the black because of the darn screen. But if you want, I would suggest going in with the pencil, if you want, pencil trace, but I'm just gonna do black again. And then, okay. So I guess let's consider this my sketch page. And then the 2 is gonna be print. I wanna do this. I might as well just show you what I'm looking at. What I wanna recreate this little quote here. Does that look? See how it has a shadow, and then maybe I'll show you how to do those little drops. And instead of it just being our basic print, let's get a little creative, right? So like I said, we're sketching now. I like I mentioned, whenever I create new quotes, this is not my typical S and N combination, but it's nice. So I want to recreate that because it just opens up my creativity when I continue to draw on a daily basis, you know, and what is it, getting out of your comfort zone and recreating what you see on the internet. Okay. I'm gonna scooch the eye a little over from the. Maybe I think this quote would be good without that border. Just practicing these little pieces. What did I say? A combination. I think I'm gonna do that purple and orange because that was pretty neat. Okay. You got it?
Or you can use the same like, shadowing technique?
Yes. Yes. I want to because this is different. These are two different techniques, but I want to do.
Can you explain a little bit as to how you make the Tombow look like that? Like describe a little bit about how you change. I don't,
Okay, apply pressure. Do not hesitate to apply pressure. These pens, you see that here, you push. Look at how much it's flexing. Maybe you really can't see it there. Look, you see? Look at that. These pens, almost if you're breaking them, but they bounce right back. So I'm putting this much pressure every time I do my downstrokes. One easy step, I challenge you, if you have a pencil, pick it up, draw H. And when you create dark shadows, what do you do when you create the darkness? You apply pressure, right? Because I'm gonna push really hard on my pencil to get it darker than the first stroke, right? Apply on my downstrokes. Drop the pencil, pick up the Tombow, and apply pressure as if you're trying to get those downstrokes as dark as a pencil. Or I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Pretend like the Tombow is your pencil. Draw your stroke and apply pressure on your downstrokes. Pretend you're trying to get your pencil as dark as this, but technically you're flexing the tip of your pen. Does that help a little? Look at how much my point curves. Did that help you a little bit?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help you, but yeah, for sure, don't hesitate to apply pressure on these tombos. And tombos are a little hard to start because they are extremely flexible. So it is a hard beginner pen. But it's good for large projects. Okay, so we're doing under, or actually the right side. And then I'm not gonna lift my pen. Wait. I think I did that. Make it thicker, but yeah, I just gave it a little, oh, I gave it a
Okay.
little line. So I would say, it's kind of hard to get some of my strokes up there because it's such a different sizing. But it's hard for me because I'm here on the podium. I would suggest gliding your hand. This is a good time to, move your shoulder. Oh, Violet, that's another good thing. Another good tip. Moving your shoulders and elbows and your wrist motion, just loosening up your whole entire arm to get that large brush strokes. Because if you just pin your wrist and try to move that way, it's hard to get these big letters. Like I said, with the Tombow, you're able to. That's what's awesome. You will never be able to get such large downstrokes with smaller brush pens. But when working with this size, you definitely have to just move your whole entire arm. So maybe, okay, I think I'm gonna do it again, but here on my border. The combo was just too large. Do a different combination. The Crayolas are really good just because they have control. If you have Crayolas there at home, they're very good. For controlling your pen because the Tombows are very flexible and it's hard to keep it under control. Let me sketch it. I know I was doing this, but I mean, another way without doing it like that. I would even say, yeah, I did all my words. Maybe just highlighting the dark parts and not going through the whole entire stroke. That's another way. And I think that's how it is here. See how they just highlighted the dark sides? So that's another way. Maybe I'll do it this way just for more practice. You know, so always remember, sketches are there just to kind of keep you in line. And as you're drawing, redrawing them, you don't actually have to follow exactly, because obviously pencil and marker are different sizes, but it kind of, obviously the pencil is just giving you a guideline to keep you going straight and kind of an idea of what stroke and letter comes next. And then I might actually do just the downstroke. And then when you're doing the downstrokes, you can do apply pressure. Violet, are you only using Tombow? Are you gonna be doing the thick downstrokes with the large Tombow and then the highlighted part with the small side? Or do you have other?
Yeah, we're just using Tombow.
Okay, so when you do the downstrokes, you can even add double lines or um, using two different colors and probably just highlighting it. So doing that and then come back with the second Tombow and add a second shadow. Because I kind of feel if you use this side, it'll just be too thin. Does that make sense?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I mean, there's just so many ways to highlight, because then another way is completely just separating, leaving a space in between. But honestly, I've never liked that, just because my lines are not that straight all the time. You know, I like to, I guess, follow directly on the strokes, because they'll hide the flaws and kind of keep it looking more straight than what it really is. Okay, and then what's good about these tombows, kind of like I was explaining to her on the screen, how to get those little splashes. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure these Crayolas can do the same thing, but these tombows do better drops. See how they create little teardrops like that. Pretty sure these people drew. Good practice in the Crayola. I mean, the tombow. I don't see them. No. I guess it's just those flexible tips. If I wanted to draw them. Draw them too. Fill them in. Teardrops. Because we always do letters, right? We hardly do doodles. Changing up a little bit, adding some doodles. Yeah, see the pencil. You can barely even see my pencil sketching from before, just in a few places. Okay. Then just give you a few minutes to finish up, and then we're gonna move on to our letter V and January. That should end us off. Do y'all have any suggestions since it's a new year? Something you would like to see specifically? I know it's anything you might have on your phone that you've seen that you want to do. From
Project or
either or, I mean, I just kind of feel like I don't know. You know how we did a lot of the writing at the beginning, how we just practiced this was, you know, very different. We don't do nothing like this. But okay, so this is where I'm stuck. It's like we jump on projects, but yet I feel we all need that practice to just sit and draw a bunch of words.
Well, I thought that was just enough, I don't know if everybody else did, like, it was just enough practice before the project.
Okay, instead of jumping right into it,
Right.
something different like that every time. But for sure, keep the projects going. That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, you know, Dollar Tree's our main kind of source. So I kind of
Yeah.
just so I grab so much of the same product and not. We're just getting close to the Z's. So V, W, X, Y, Z. I have 3 more months before work too. The Z on this page. So another one was, you remember how I said creating the whole alphabet, but using one style? So that's good practice. So A through Z in 1 month, but just doing like open calligraphy or bounce lettering or so forth. Yeah, just whatever y'all have in mind, or yeah, you have saved. New year. Yeah. We used to do the calendar. Yeah. Yeah, that's when me and Debbie did it.
Or y'all did it together?
I like that idea because she was, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We were just kind of like doing it. Oh, you did finish it? Yeah, I still have mine. I have it on, like, I have an art craft area and I have it on display and I'll grab it every now and then. I'm like, oh, I remember that. I think the reason we stopped that was because
I don't
it,
think I've-
you didn't?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I almost stopped that by the time I.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. So the reason we stopped because it was time consuming to create. It was folding and cutting, and so then it got to the point where everybody didn't want to spend 30 minutes on creating a book, so we started making them.
Right.
And then we would make them, and it took effort, and the people wouldn't show back up. So it was just like this 12-month calendar. But maybe, I mean, maybe we could just find something at the Dollar Tree.
Like
Ashley's creative. She can kind of help
like
me.
copy a planner, like get a calendar planner.
Mhm. Something.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Or even cutting up 12 pieces of watercolor paper and stapling them.
Oh.
To staple. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, exactly. Because it was kind of hard keeping the book open, right? And then what if you made a mistake? But I like that. Let's see if there's options to a calendar. But that was nice. I'll show you. I'll make you a little video and email it to you. That was nice doing those. But that's the only thing. I mean, we can get creative. I probably can. I'm good with doodles. You know, if I create these little doodle art, I think I could be good with that. But with the whole watercolor, that was Debbie's thing. I'm not good with watercolor. She, you know, you've taken her classes. She's really good with that. But okay, let's go ahead and move on to our V in January. So with this uppercase B, we have a little compound curve here, but I stopped the compound curve. The second part of the compound curve kind of just stopped in the middle because this one is going at an angle, right? And if you notice, these two shapes are not straight up and down. This is, I guess if you could see, it's more of the heavier weight, or typical calligraphy style. You know, you don't want heavy weight on the top or heavy weight on the bottom. You want to keep it more thick in the center, right? Here in this area. So starting from the top, barely touching, and as the pen moves down, that's when you want to apply pressure. Yeah, this V was tricky. I remember making it. And again, you're not going like that, you know, like a regular downstroke. You're making a little snake. You see that there? They're like, bring it higher. Okay, such small writing. So let's, okay, that's explaining that second stroke, right? And then with this third stroke, it just kind of goes straight up, but also at an angle. It's not going straight up and down, right? So let's do, on the top part of the dotted line will be a compound curve, right? And I stopped it shy of the top, halfway before reaching the top line. The second stroke, just barely touching down. As soon as my pen moves, I start to apply pressure. And then it's going down past this thicker line into that next line. That's how these upper cases usually are. And then going up at an angle, kind of curving it outwards. I'm gonna do it one more time. That's more better. I like this one. See, like here on this one, I felt it was just too esty. Yeah, I hooked it too much. But this one, it's straight up and down, but it's the top part and the bottom part that have a little hook to it. Okay. The basic letter V starts with an overturn, lowercase, and then goes straight up, the little comma dot. That's our comma dot there. Comma dot is like a little check mark. You apply pressure and scoop it right out. As soon as you start applying pressure, you scoop it up. Overturn, upstroke, and a comma dot. Overturn, upstroke, comma dot. Super simple, basic, lowercase letter V. And then you have I would consider this my bounce, adding a little something to it. I'm going to cut my overturn in half. Do a half overturn. On my upstroke, go directly into a loop, giving it a little character there with the bounce letters. Maybe the first stroke, I would lift my pen to give it that sharp V at the bottom. And then on the upstroke, just looping it above the dotted line. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the bullet side, or you can even just grab a pencil to create this open foligraphy. Let's see. a swirl, an entrance stroke, and then entrance stroke on the top portion, straight down with the second line for your open calligraphy and your V. It actually looks a lot different there. So looks like the bottom, it comes to a point. And then the exit stroke doesn't go straight up, it kind of arches over to the right. And the lowercase v. All about drawing that shape and that look you want. This was me drawing it, not thinking about what I was doing. I can see my differences where I pointed it here and then it is not the way I intended it to be. I'm kidding. No, but you know, just small details. That's what I'm pointing out to you. That, you know, it makes a difference when you draw it in the direction you want it to look. Then just for fun, let's fill it in there, or just leave it open. All right. Ooh, we got a quote. Let's do a quote. What are we gonna do? It's January. Goals. No, not goals. It's too long. What's in the quote? New year, new me is too long. No, it's not long. No, that's too common. Because it's not a holiday. I usually like to put holiday quotes in there. New goals. Let's do that. New goals. Close enough. Show it straight. I think I'm gonna do just so it's so far away. I want to draw bigger letters. So yeah, just follow along because I feel whenever I trace over this, it just doesn't look good on the screen. But I'm just gonna create some bigger letters here. I'm gonna cover this side. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this. So just practicing some strokes. We have upstroke. I'm following along right here on your page, the separated January. Upstroke, descending loop, oval, reverse compound curve, underturn, underturn, oval. Ooh, good one. Let me see, an underturn directly into an R. Underturn straight into an R. Another underturn. And a descend loop. Okay. Run together. I knew I was gonna overlap that underturn. January written in calligraphy. Okay. Huh, I didn't bounce that January too much. I'm gonna do that better. Let's see. Give this January right here more of a bounce. Yeah, it's hard to bounce. Oh no, it's okay. Just of course going above and below the ascending and descending. Oh, this flourishes. Okay. So with these flourishes, I hope you could see the dots and the arrows. So the dots mean where you would start and where you would end. So like with that J, it looks like it started across. Where's my, let's say my A is gonna be here. Kind of creating a little base for where I'm gonna draw my J. So I'm gonna do the A and the N. Start on the right side, cross it over. Sounds like my house. Trust me. That's why not too many people call me. I'll call you later. My mini daycare.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So then A and okay. The second part of the N is going to drop into a descending sideways flourish. I like to look at those like a sideways letter L, cursive letter L, I guess so. Draw it, drop down, loop it to the right and to the left. And the Y, the adding a loop to the descending stroke, looping it in the center. Back up and wrapping it around. Through. But, let me see. Okay. Different ways. How was that? Good practice? How's it going for you, Violet? Did you get a hang of that large tombow?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Yes, so that's it. Does anybody have questions or anything before we clean up? Nope. Good. How does y'all's hands feel when y'all come to class? Okay with the practicing? That's good. Okay.
Here's what this kind of pen was.
Oh yeah, that's the Pentel Sign brush pen.
Okay. I like those.
Yeah, those are a good beginner.
Okay. And then it's like this combo.
You haven't been here, right? Did you get were you here last? Yeah, I got new workbook.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay, yeah, and yeah,
Here, because I know, yeah, the rest of the letters, I didn't even know the letters.
yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Some of mine.
Not to make this another workbook to practice over.
Okay.
Oh,
What's on the floor? Heidi.
we have. If y'all want,
Do you have any?
we have November and December.
Letters? Yeah.
Those are the, yeah.
Yeah.
We have you get November, I think. Were you here this summer? Well, this stuff. Oh, back, okay. Just, practice, we got the November and December there. And then these are just copies of just some nice background borders to practice on. Trying to get a photo on Pinterest and. I don't know, it's because lately we haven't been uploading. On the,
Yeah,
online, the borders, right? I think the border, we keep these on in class. And then the quote, we don't print the quote because we just felt it was just extra paper because these go to waste, but using, not necessarily waste. I heard she uses them in other classes, but for me just to show you the quote on the screen instead of having all these papers, when they're blank, they're easy to reuse. So, just that. Yeah, the blocks are yours. Go ahead and take the block. Thank you. You're welcome. And Violet, that's pretty much it. But if I'm gonna leave this here, if you're still following along, and I won't shut it down completely, but you're free to go. We're done here in class, and just let me know if you have any questions. I'll leave it on until you're done looking.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Is your beginning class, does it use these packets?
Yes, and I just
Started that one last month.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm still, okay, going over that now. I mean, that's gonna be our new package for the year, so.
Okay, I think my daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We ended up scheduling from last Saturday to this.
Yeah.
2 days. So, yeah, we're gonna go over that. Right, okay.
She can get one of these.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Welcome. We'll see you. Yes, go right ahead. Oh, yeah, no, you can put right up there. Welcome. Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. We'll see you. Oh, thank you. Hey, sir. Call Ashley.